Back there on Retzlaff, and Johnson's gone back, so they've restructured the whole back line.
And Pav's gone forward for free. I think that's a very good move by Harvey.
So it's a new game in this second half for Fremantle. They're down by 11. Can they get the first goal? And they win the first clearance. Lower's trying to do that, battling very hard indeed. Look at him go, third effort. Power in over him, holding the ball.
Gee.
What are you supposed to do? Must make an attempt. He made 6. Power with the chip. Redden is going to back Stiller to kick it long. In fact, it might be too long for Brown. And the third man across was Johnson.
I think the Brown and Pavlich, I think both those guys will have a good second half if they get the ball to them. And I think whoever kicks the most out of those two, the side will win.
It's interesting they've got the way they've set up with Silvani on Brown. Johnson has got Sheldon. They're going to use Johnson as a floater.
No doubt.
Ibbotson. O'Brien, and that's gone a long way out of bounds on the full.
Just one thing that comes from half-time. With the dominance of Aaron Sandilands, Fremantle for a number of years have not taken advantage of it. You know, there's 6 centre-bounce clearances down and 3 down of clearances around the ground, so they just need for a better setup at ground level. You cannot have a dominance like Aaron Sandilands gives you and not dominate in clearances, I think, especially centre-bounces route.
Yeah, it's 23-9, the hit-outs.
So he's getting his hand on it, but something's not happening at ground level.
Duffield, not sure what to do here, so the percentage players to go back to Robertson, deep in the back pocket.
If Michael Johnson's going to play that role, all well and good, sit in the hole and cut off Jonathan Brown's attack. But however, he has to get on the offensive. He has to be a creative player and start to get possessions himself.
To be the man used on the way out, Glenn.
Most definitely.
Well, he's done that in the past, hasn't he, Johnson?
Well, he came second.
He
came second in the Best and Fairest a couple of years ago when he was up and about, and that's what he's got to bring back to his game.
Leuenberger made front position. It was a fairly shallow throw-in. Broughton releases Hill. Spearing pass to Josh Mellington.
Good kick.
Measured kick. It was a good one. Good running Broughton. He started it. And they've got runners going. It's an open forward line. De Boer plays on. 52 metres out. Shorts it up to Main. And there's the man Glenn's been watching, and he should kick the goal and edge the Dockers closer.
Yeah, good movement by foot there by Freo. They just hit the target. They showed some composure. They didn't rush it at all stages. They went back and looked for the option. So really good ball movement there, and it ended up with Main. He deserves to have a couple of shots on goal. He's done some great work inside 50, back to his best there with his defensive pressure. But he did miss that goal badly before. He needs to finish off his good work here with the goal.
From 40 metres out, directly in front. Not a good kick.
Well, that's that area Jacko said. He just lets himself down. He's a really good competitor. Gets in the space. We saw his tackling before half-time, especially near quarter-time. Just, you've got to finish off at this level.
Got to kick those, Shorey.
Yep.
The Lions run it out successfully to the defensive 50, but McGrath's kick. Jonathan Brown has just managed to keep that in and mark it.
Oh, that's how he hurt himself in the first play this year. Just got no fear. Well, we know that.
Kick to a one-on-one situation. Polkinghorn and Ibbotson. Ibbotson dragged down. Made good position with his body there. Kept the ball to his advantage in the air.
See it here on the replay. Yeah, just got the free kick. Can't hold on like that.
You know what, they're slow played them at the moment. They showed some poise before Fremantle. See if they can get it through this time.
Well, there's going to be a collision here. De Boer and McGrath was non-event again.
Well, that's a win to the Lions, you would think.
Yep. McGrath was playing for a free kick. Yeah. Sandilands won that knock. Rains first to it. Bashed forward by Robertson. Lowers kick. Dribbles it all on the ground. It was intentional. And a tap forward by Hinckley's a good one. Mellington kept it in. Fyfe, the finger tipper. Over to Hill. This is where he likes it. On the burst. Low kick though. Pavlich, tough one for him to mark. Maguire off the ground. Clever kick. Hanley overruns it. McGrath didn't. Still Fremantle. Still a chance. Mellington.
Oh, well done.
Punched it out in front. Here's the collision. Johnson.
Well done, Johnson.
McKeever in his first game. Bradley hands it back to Johnson. Down in the forward line. Jacko wants him to be offensive. And he's listening. Big goal, Michael Johnson.
Well done, Johnson, there. He had to put his body over the ball. He doesn't always do that. But great tap on there to set up Johnson. Here it is. Here's the contest. It was going to make or break it. Well done to the big fella there, but then got back up. This is not an easy kick for a big fella, but he kicked it high. That's what players make the mistake of. They don't give it enough height when they kick around the corner, but he certainly did that. Here it is once again. Put his body over the ball. Well done, Kepler Bradley. Gave it out to him, and Johnson finished off like a good player does.
Well, when the King of the West talks, you listen.
Nice.
Michael Johnson, you know what the great part about that, and I agree, Root, that contest had to be won. And it didn't matter if he didn't win it, he went in it as hard as he could,
yep.
And exactly what you'd expect from your teammates. Both players went at it hard.
They've kicked the opening goal of the second half, but they're not going to win another centre clearance. It's Black squeezing it out. Redden met solidly. Second effort was good. Buick. Clever handball to O'Brien. Brown on the chest. This is the important kick. He's told to kick it long. One-on-one. Silvani. Too strong for Sheldon. That's not what Michael Voss wants, though. Sheldon in a one-on-one in front of a square.
They just haven't got the big man targets up there. If Brown comes out, there's no one back.
Floater. Tough one to mark. Johnson again. Swooping handball is a long one through the corridor. Too low there for Palmer, but he wins the free kick, and they're going to keep moving here. Hayden, advantage, tries to draw the man, kicks it longer. Bradley in good position, didn't take the mark. Still a chance to Dockers. Pavlich lurking. Maguire stood, waited. Pearce grabs it, gives it over to Pavlich.
Well done, Pav.
In turn, he gives it to Broughton. Broughton puts the Dockers in front. There's a will to win.
Good goal by Fremantle. Got their second goal for the quarter here and get themselves in front now. So good footy here just by Hayden. He wins the ball, gets it out. Pav could have had a shot there, but a good handball, unselfish. Gave to Ibbotson, and he's finished off with a good goal. Well done to Fremantle. They're off to a good start here in this third quarter. 2 goals, 1. Brisbane yet to score.
And boys, Roger Hayden has gone deep in the full forward line. A couple of years ago, I remember him kicking 3 or 4 goals in a game, and with him being top heavy with Kepler Bradley and Matthew Pavlich down there, he's the crumbing forward that's going to fill the void that Hayden Ballantyne would otherwise do.
Greg Broughton doesn't kick a lot of goals, just his 8th, but he's got the crowd involved, the Freo chant. Black couldn't win that clearance. Rich can. Dockers starting to show something down back here. Johnson too slow.
Yeah, he's been good. He has been good, but on that occasion, he didn't have to pick the ball up. He had to sort of paddle in front of him. And he didn't understand that the pressure was right on him. We can just see it here. He did paddle it first time, but he didn't have a handball out the back. So you just keep paddling and try and keep your body to protect the ball.
Well, this will be interesting. We saw Rowan Buick celebrate as soon as he hit a shot at goal, hit the post. Then he missed one he should have kicked.
And didn't celebrate.
So he's had 2 goes at it. What will he do here? He needs it to come back. It does. Lions back in front, and Rowan's got his first.
I'll tell you what, with a number of players out, Daniel Merritt and Josh Drummond for the Brisbane Lions, McPharlin and Grover, McPharlin now and Grover, both defences are just coughing up, aren't they? You know, lack of experience to know. Like then, as I said with Johnson, tapped the ball, that was okay, but as soon as he didn't have a handball out the back, he had to keep the ball and just keep control and protect the ball with his body so no one could get under. As soon as he grabbed it, he was gone because everybody had gone past the ball.
Hayden Ballantyne, one of the injured Dockers, watching on, and both times they've hit the front, Fremantle, Brisbane have been able to answer with a goal to take the lead back. Buick finally getting on the scoreboard, 4-point margin. Leuenberger winning that knock. Rains. Black.
He threw that.
He threw it out and got thrown out himself.
Oh, that's it.
And he wins a free kick, Rich. There's just some good work in close from Rich, Black and Rains in those sort of clearance areas. Not his best kick, though. Clark underneath it should spot. Might get a mark. He does. Plays on. De Boer puts Broughton under pressure. Daniel Rich with a big tackle in the back.
Tell you what, Simon Black, I think Kevin Bartlett did that last throw like that when he threw it out like he did. No doubt about the free kick here. Just dropped it in the
just dropped on top of him.
It'll take him down to the side in that instance.
Little chip pass to Hinkley. Big pack forming, an easy one for Leuenberger to spoil. Buick didn't take it. Pinched by Pavlich and the strength to get through, and then he threw it out. Patfull trying to do likewise. Got it to Golby. Little fumble. No one to take it clean just yet. Broughton, Ibbotson, clever. And a long kick in. Bradley the target.
Had to be hard, man.
It was. And Bradley can get home from here.
That's what happens with defenders when they're a bit smaller than their forward. They feel like they have to hustle and bustle and just try and drag him down a bit. And Maguire's giving away a free kick here. Bradley, he can reach it from just outside 50.
He's been the target or the go-to man most of the night. This would be his first goal, though. 21-9 for the season. He's been accurate. Are we in for another lead change? Kepler from just outside 50. Needs it to go left to right. Big leap on the line. Touch, still in play. Off the boot, no. There's a goalkeeper there. I think that's play on.
Play on.
Somehow, Pierce Hanley stole it when it was going over the line.
It's Gaelic football.
That was amazing. Everybody thought it was going through, except for Hanley. Now Duffield is going to send it back to where it just came from.
Good kick.
It's a smart kick to Millington. And he chips into the pocket. Fyfe can have a shot.
Well, let's have a look what happened here, boys. The umpire's in a great posse. And as it Main tried to throw it on his boot, did get on his boot, and Pierce Hanley, was he behind? But the umpy's right there.
He couldn't tell.
Maybe the chest there protected his back.
Good goalkeeping.
Yeah, it was.
Fantastic goalkeeping coming from Glenn Jakovic, who kept for Australia. Fyfe to the right-hand side.
It looked like it was behind the line, didn't he?
He started behind the line. He started behind the line.
And the umpire was in good position, but he just got blocked out by the back of Pierce Hanley.
Here's Hanley again on that back line, this time in the pocket.
He's an improved player, isn't he? Just his disposal at times, but I just like him to kick down the line when he's in a bit of doubt.
He's going to take a risk here. On the big cross.
Big risk.
Look at this, 3-on-1. All the best, Matt.
Oh, well done.
Strong hands.
Easily been a goal, that one.
He almost cooked the goose there, that kick. That's not bad from Maguire to get to McGrath. Very static, though, here, the Lions. The only option is to kick it in the Brown direction. He's not going to get there in time. Retzlaff has to go. Brown second up. And Rich just happy to see it over.
Just a great competitor, isn't he? I don't know what the crowd was going on because he did get a hand to that.
Boys, Aaron Sandilands come off for a rest. He's absolutely spent, so expect Captain Bradley to go out in the ruck, but just want to monitor the big fella because he's done a lot of work.
Rains wins another clearance, but Silvani reading it best.
50.
That's 50 against Brown. It's clumsy. You see Silvani just peel back, read it well.
Well, he had to let him go, just did not have to touch it.
Didn't have to, not allowed to touch it.
No.
A short 50. But anyway, Johnson with some space and time. A little bit too much on the kick, though. Falls to the back, danger ball. Rains, though, for the Lions to clear. O'Brien, his target. They just need a really clever crummer at the moment. They're missing Ballantyne. The Dockers.
Yep, good point, Matty.
Switch from Hanley.
I think Brisbane Lions are missing Bamford up the other end.
Exactly.
Right.
Good vision. Switched it up and saw Stiller in the corridor. And he does likewise to Rockcliffe. And he goes further wider to Maguire.
A bit of tempo footy here.
No, he's not sure where to go. Oh, he spotted a man in the middle. Redden. Patful's gone wider for Hanley if he sees him, but now he's called to play on. And they're going to go back to Golby. So Dockers setting up the zone and happy to let Brisbane chip it around.
Won't be good.
Put Black under pressure. And the turnover's coming, I think. Not just yet. Golby wrapped up by Fyfe. Ball spills out to Broughton. He got boot to ball, but the tackle was just in time. Stiller can't take possession. Hill can. Searching ball forward for Hayden. Through the legs, he picks it up, ducks a tackle, wins a free kick.
Well, they messed it up then, Brisbane. Simon Black's not quick on the lead, and he had the man right behind him with the fist away then.
Here go the Dockers. Broughton, Pavlich. Beats everybody out of bounds.
I don't think he's the man you want to kick to in the centre. We can just see some of these tackles here, and well, all players are going at it hard. Well done to Hayden. But Simon Black's not the bloke you want to try and hit up in the league, because players can make up a lot of ground on him.
That's not his job, is it?
No, exactly.
There he is at the moment, but beaten to it by Fyfe. De Boer. Vision to Hinkley, yes! It took him 3 goes at it, but he's got it. And now he could put the Dockers back in front, and he should.
He needs to. They've kicked 2-2 for the quarter, Freo. This will be 3 goals without Brisbane getting a goal in this quarter. Smart kick by De Boer. Kicked it around, hit the chest. Fumble. Got it.
So Hinkley, 11 disposals. Already has a goal. Straight in front. Shouldn't be an issue. It isn't. Fremantle lead. Hinkley gets his second.
Well, it was a very smart kick from Matty De Boer there. He just looked inside the corridor. Bit in this game. Both sides have been in pretty poor form, so they want to get across the line here. But Matty De Boer could have battled that on the foot really quickly, but he just had enough time. You could see him look inside with the vision across his body, and Hinkley nearly messed it up, which was a great centering kick from him. Good finish by Clayton Hinkley.
Hinkley's second. Once again, the Dockers hit the front. Both times they've done that this game, Lions have come straight back with the answering goal. Sandilands has had his rest. He's back out there. That's important. 8-8 to 8-5. Sandilands, well, McKeever's out there, so that's a big ask for him in his first game up against Sandilands. Clever take from Redden. Rains, well, he backed himself to run into a spot of bother, but got free.
The ball here.
And they're out. Stiller, McKeever, Rockcliffe. This is the important kick. Brown, Silvani. He's got Brown covered at the moment.
Well, too Brown conscious, though. He's on the back foot.
He slipped. Brownie slipped. Well done, Silvani.
You've got to run that through the 50 and try and kick a goal yourself there, I reckon, Roo. And now it's going to Brown most times now.
Fyfe, the big leap. Main, they're going forward here, the Dockers. Tap back is a good one. Fyfe, a whistle. It'll be a Fremantle ball.
Don't know what happened there, Matty. I didn't see that.
Pav's free, is it?
So you can kick that from here.
Man on the marker's just outside 50, so he's within range. He loads up for number 4. They stand and roar for number 4.
18 disposals now for Pav. 4 goals, having a huge influence on this game. Not sure why there was a freak. Was it holding on by Matty McGuire?
Wrapped him up. You can't have your hands around him. They showed it beautifully there on screen, and anywhere within 60 metres, Brew, he's a chance.
He is. He's a great kick. Probably a better kick in that situation than from 40 metres out. Now, Maguire gave a free kick against Bradley just before. You can't afford to hold on with 3 umpires. You'll get found out.
Pavlich leading from the front. Super kick. Here we see at the foreground. There it is.
As soon as you wrap that hand around an umpire, and look, there's not a lot of force in it, but they just don't like to see it. You don't need to do it.
He didn't need to do it. That was the thing, sure. He was out of the contest.
Holding, Brisbane, Simon Black.
Simon Black winning that hold. And can they answer the lines? They're being asked the question here by the Dockers. Out to their biggest lead of the night, 9 points. Black is not sure where to go. And in doubt, you go laterally to Stiller.
You just got to look down the line sometime. They've got one-on-ones.
Rich might get into a hole.
And there's one.
Just outside his range.
Brownie's actually on here.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got to head it back in that direction. Crummer needed. Got one. Redden, front and square. Bingo.
Gee, I'd love to see that. You don't see it because we have so many players behind the ball now. But have a look, long kick into the top of the square. Now, Brownie, I reckon, had Silvani here. Silvani was under the ball. Canizas just got it, also created a contest. But well done. Love to see a front and centre goal by Jack
It's good,
Redden.
isn't it?
That is as good as you'll get. And he's run from about 40 metres to get onto that, so the timing is so important.
Yeah, De Boer was chasing him too, but just too clever. Played the percentages and got the results.
Let's get down to Glenn Jakovic. Glenn Sandilands back off.
Not in a good way, boys. The doctor came out to him out in the middle of the ground and then escorted him off. The doctors have been around him, so they're obviously talking to him about, I guess, his foot.
Well, this could be big news. McPharlin's off, although the structure down back is working for them. But if Sandilands is off, that's what's going to happen. Leuenberger's going to release Redden, who overcooked the kick. Retzlaff was on. Clark has given it straight back. Second effort wins a free kick. A bit fortunate. It wasn't pretty. Hayden's got strong hands. Doesn't drop those. Crowley running. Sandilands off. Can he get back out on the ground? It's going to be a tight last quarter. They'll need him. Let's take a look.
There. Oh, he slipped a bit there.
Just something as simple as that. Of course, his boot is 1.3 kilometres long. Chance the Dockers from the clearance. Hinkley, clever kick. He's got a choice of two here. Why not leave it for the captain? And the captain, number 5. Well, the other two off, McPharlin and Sandilands. This bloke has just been on his own. He's been sensational. He's winning the game for the Dockers.
We said at half-time, whoever out of those two big forwards kicks the most goals will probably win the game. He is getting very damaging now, Pav. There's no matchup for him. Maguire can't go for him. He's too clever, Pav. And you definitely leave it for the captain. Don't try and get in and get that one. Leave it for the skipper.
And boys, there's been obviously a lot of negative news for Fremantle with their injuries, but some positive news. Alex Silvani, first game back for the season, 12 possessions, 9 marks, and he certainly had a big third quarter, 5 rebounds from the back 50. So he's going real well.
Pavlich keeping the Dockers, winning this game for the Dockers at the moment.
Best on ground.
9 points up. Pavlich 5 straight. Might be a Redden free kick there. He's had a big third quarter.
Gee, these centre bounces have been disastrous for Fremantle.
There's Rockcliffe. Brown's got a half a yard on Silvani. Might need it. Stood in the tackle. Out wider. Sheldon. Now, Harwood is out there. He was the sub. As O'Brien kicks it out in the full.
Sheldon's hurt himself too behind play there, Matty, I think. Here he is now. Now let's have a look how Pav gets around the back of the pack here. We've just got to see. I think it was young Redden who had him. He did too. He was on ball. Redden, you can see now, not even inside 50, following up the pack. That's very ordinary play. Had to be goal side and let Pavlich come to him before he could get forward like that. So that was young Redden's fault at that stoppage.
And boys, they have activated their sub Ryan Harwood on for Patrick Carnesis.
Thanks, Clint. So Harwood on, and the Lions 9 points down, 4 minutes remaining in this third term. Pearce couldn't get past the tackle. Fyfe took his time.
In the back.
Lions free kick, advantage paid. Very messy kick forward. Retzlaff, everybody went without it except Johnson, who toe pokes it to the line.
Fremantle been great in this third quarter in the way they've used the ball. They've been criticised last week. One of the things we said at the start of the game, more clangers than ever last week, where they're running an 83 efficient with their kicking. That is way higher than the league average. So well done for how they've been able to turn that around.
And they're winning some clearances here. Well, the kick was smothered from Hill. He's going to go a second effort. Millington hard at the footy. Pavlich lost it.
Still 10-5 now. Clearance is Brisbane Lions' way, though. This is coming down to the two greats up forward, isn't it? If Pav goes there, he's a danger all the time, and Jonathan Brown at the other end.
McPharlin done for the night. Broughton, not so. Harwood was there. Black in and under. It comes out to Crowley. He backs himself and then kicks it off the outside of the boot. Well, I don't know if that was the intention.
I think he went for a talk there.
Yeah. McKeever to Golby. Asking him for Black again, Tony.
Yeah, on the lead. Oh, beautiful kick.
That's a lot of experience in that kick. Simon Black.
Oh, is this the kick you want?
Well, Rockcliffe.
That'll be a free kick.
He wins the free kick against Robertson. Not sure when you're inside 50 you go laterally that far.
Good point. Well, he was going to kick from probably 48 in a straight line, the goal. Now he's going to kick nearly the same again.
Was it a free kick, boys?
Yeah, it has to be. In the back anyway, Jack.
Yeah. So Tom Rockcliffe for an important kick for the Lions to keep within that one-goal margin late in this third term. 4-5 for the season, within range. Oh, he hit that beautifully. He likes it. And there's a bit of push and shove, but it's a goal.
Well, they don't need to give a free kick away here either side in the middle, and the umpire will just look for any sort of little excuse to give away something. So just need to settle down here. This is got a real ball game. And with Sandilands and Pavlich off, Freo are going to be one down with their substitutions, and their last quarters have been terrible as well. So let's not remember that Brisbane aren't out of this.
Good finish from Rockcliffe. He's a competitor. There was a lot of push and shove afterwards. Margin back to 3 points. And if we go back to round one, gentlemen, Brisbane had a lot of injuries in round one. Brown went off. Clark was a problem. Staker went down with his knee. And they couldn't hang on at the bench area. And Fremantle got up to win a thriller by 2 points. Is it a sense of deja vu here?
Another centre bounce clearance again.
Buick's kick. Retzlaff, strong hands.
Roger Hayden's pushed back now. He's a loose man in defence right in front of Jonathan Brown. You can just see him at the top of the screen. He's looking at Jonathan Brown where he's leading. You don't want to be there, Rog.
All the best.
Did a good job.
Did a good job. Got in the hole. Here he goes again. Redden trying to slice through. Broughton couldn't take it. Black got it out to Harwood. Somehow he gets it to Buick. And that's a free kick against Brown again. Silvani has won the battle in this third term. .90 seconds remaining. Can either side pinch a late one to gather momentum for the final onslaught? Chip pass to Duffield. Down the line he goes. Leuenberger in best position. Through his hands. Straight through his hands to Hill, but no one forward to Hill. He's going to back himself to run all the way against Hanley.
Pretty quick, Hanley.
He's got some speed. He couldn't do it. He's still going, though, Hill. Well, Stiller was poised. He just didn't panic at all. And now the switch for Brisbane through the middle. Maguire's kick to Rockcliffe. McGrath's running hard. Gets it. Daniel Rich also covering some territory to get on the end of it. McGrath's kick is a dangerous one to Leuenberger.
Rich is still out there, though.
It's heading that way, Tony.
Good call, Matty.
Chip back to the middle, though, to Maguire. It's going to go up in the air, isn't it? And it's 2-on-1 for Brown, something he's used to. Coming through power, couldn't quite get it. Johnson to Robertson. And found his target in Duffield.
We've got a ball game.
As I mentioned, round one, it was a thriller at the Gabba. There was nothing in it, and there were some big injuries. Is history going to repeat itself? It's a 3-point margin to the Dockers. It could well do.